Most people don't lack ambition. They lack dopamine control, and they don't even know it. There is a silent war happening inside your brain every single day. Not between good and evil, not between motivation and laziness, between discipline and dopamine. Dopamine is not pleasure. That's the first misunderstanding. Dopamine is anticipation. It is the chemical that says something good is coming, and modern life has weaponized it. Your brain evolved in scarcity. Effort was required for reward. Hunting, building, creating, learning. Reward came after friction. Now reward comes before effort. Scroll, reward. Swipe, reward. Notification, reward. Sugar, reward. Video, reward. Instant. Your brain does not know the difference between earned stimulation and artificial stimulation. It only knows spikes, and spikes are addictive. Here's the psychological problem. Discipline produces delayed dopamine. Social media produces instant dopamine. One requires patience, the other requires nothing, and the brain always prefers nothing. That's not weakness, that's biology. High dopamine spikes lower baseline sensitivity. The more instant stimulation you consume, the less satisfaction you feel from slow progress. Reading feels boring. Working feels draining. Training feels exhausting. Not because they are, because your brain is overstimulated. You are not lazy. You are desensitized. This is the quiet epidemic. People think they lack willpower. What they actually lack is dopamine regulation. When your brain is flooded with high-frequency reward loops, discipline feels dull. Because discipline is low stimulus. Wake up early, no fireworks. Train consistently, no fireworks. Work daily, no fireworks. Just repetition. And repetition does not compete with algorithmic stimulation. Social platforms are engineered around variable reward schedules, unpredictable likes, unpredictable notifications. That is the same reinforcement system used in gambling. Your phone is a slot machine, and you pull the lever hundreds of times a day. Each scroll is a micro spike. Each spike trains your brain to expect novelty. Discipline offers none. Discipline offers stability, and stability feels flat to a brain addicted to spikes. This is why silence feels uncomfortable. Silence has no stimulation, no reward loop, just presence. And presence feels threatening to a dopamine-dependent brain. Discipline is neurological resistance. You are retraining your reward system. You are lowering stimulation intentionally. That is why it feels harder at first. When you remove high stimulation inputs, your brain panics. Where is the reward? Where is the excitement? Where is the novelty? Withdrawal feels like boredom, but boredom is recalibration. The brain needs time to reset baseline sensitivity. Without that reset, nothing feels satisfying. That's why success can feel empty. Intensity became the standard. Discipline is intensity resistant. It builds satisfaction slowly. Slowly feels invisible in a world trained on instant gratification. The war is simple. Dopamine wants now. Discipline builds later. Dopamine wants stimulation. Discipline builds stability. Dopamine wants novelty. Discipline builds repetition. Most people choose novelty because novelty feels alive. Repetition feels restrictive. But repetition is mastery. The brain adapts to whatever you repeat. Repeat chaos, you become restless. Repeat stimulation, you become impatient. Repeat discipline, you become focused. Focus is not talent. It is trained restraint, and restraint is unpopular. Because restraint means saying no to short-term pleasure. Modern culture glorifies pleasure. Treat yourself. You deserve it. Life is short. Life feels short when you waste it. Dopamine addiction distorts time. You think you're relaxing. Hours disappear. You think you're taking a break. Momentum collapses. Once momentum collapses, restarting feels heavier. Effort requires sustained attention. Sustained attention requires low baseline stimulation. If your baseline is high, effort feels unbearable. That is why discipline feels painful at first. You are lowering your stimulation diet, like sugar detox. First days feel heavy, then clarity returns. Then focus stabilizes. Then repetition feels normal. Most people quit before reset happens. They misinterpret withdrawal as incompatibility. I'm not built for this. I can't focus. I'm not disciplined. You're overstimulated. That's different. Dopamine trains impulsivity. Discipline trains delay. Delay tolerance is power. If you can tolerate delayed gratification, you outperform most people automatically. Because most people cannot wait. They need validation now, results now, recognition now. Discipline is quiet. Dopamine is loud. Loud wins short-term, but short-term rarely compounds. Compound growth requires low stimulation consistency. High performers protect baseline. They guard attention. They limit inputs. They choose monotony intentionally. Monotony builds control. Control builds leverage. Leverage builds freedom. Dopamine addiction builds dependence. Dependence builds fragility. Fragile people need stimulation. Stable people create value in silence. Every scroll, every snack, every delay, every distraction, each one strengthens a pathway. Repeat distraction, distraction becomes default. Repeat discipline, discipline becomes default. The brain does not argue. It adapts. Discipline is not motivation. It is rewiring. You are either training your impulses or your impulses are training you. There is no neutral. Most people don't lose because they lack intelligence. They lose because they lack neurological control. And neurological control requires boredom tolerance, silence tolerance, repetition tolerance. Dopamine spikes feel powerful, but they weaken baseline satisfaction. Discipline feels dull, but it strengthens baseline stability, and stability wins long-term. The war is constant. Every morning, every evening, every small decision. Dopamine asks, what feels good now? Discipline asks, what builds tomorrow? And whichever voice you feed more often becomes identity.